In this video, we're going to be examining YieldNodes to see if it's possible for a company to really give 10% monthly returns without collapsing on itself. Honestly, if it really is possible, it's probably one of the best opportunities in crypto right now. And if it's not possible, it's one of a million Ponzi's. So what we're going to talk about is what YieldNodes is. We're going to look at how they get their money, how reliable that is. We're going to look at the team and see how reliable and safe the actual team behind this project is. And then we're going to look a little bit at putting money in and how easy it is to actually get your money out of this nodes project. Let's start by talking a little bit about what YieldNodes is. If you've been in crypto for a while, you've seen all the hype around nodes right now, and it seems like a node project is launching almost every single day. Now, something to note about these node projects is there's a few different types. One is they have no nodes whatsoever. They're just using the word node as a marketing scheme. And a lot of the projects coming out today are like that. Two is they're using light nodes, or essentially they're just kind of storing the information on the blockchain. There's really not a lot going on and not a lot of benefit being added to the blockchain and not a lot of money being made. And so a lot of these projects are not actually making money as nodes. They're making money with Ponzi-nomics, which is essentially where they bring more and more people into the project in order for the project to stay sustainable. But what YieldNodes is it's called a master node project, where they actually go out and create master nodes for different blockchains. And you can think of master nodes as something like a server for a decentralized blockchain. So anything out there that's hosted online needs to have some kind of server, and blockchain is no different. But we're talking decentralized. We don't want this server to be hosted in one single place on the internet. And that's where these master nodes come in. So all the things that a blockchain needs to do to run is typically being done on these master nodes. And the big difference is these master nodes actually get paid in that blockchain's cryptocurrency to do what they do. Now, since these are actually important to the functionality of the blockchain, they're hard to set up and they're hard to manage. And a typical person can't just watch a YouTube video and whip it out in 10 or 15 minutes. And so what YieldNodes has done is they've taken this idea and they actually create master nodes and they rent them out. They do a profit share model where you, who puts in the money, gets about 85% of the profit from the nodes that you're running, and they take about 15% for the nodes that they set up and manage. Now, the real beauty of what they do is they're very, very simpler. Honestly, simpler than any other node project that I've seen out there. All you've got to do is deposit money into a YieldNodes account. We'll leave a link down below if you want to get set up with this. But all you've got to do is deposit money, and they pretty much run everything from there. It just takes a little bit of time. So the way it works is you put in money, and you can see right here, I've put in a bunch of different money over the last 7 days. And it takes 7 days for them to go out and put your money into these different node projects. Now, once your project is up and running, they'll pay you out once a month. And typically the number is between 5 and 15% every single month on the amount that you have put into node projects. Now, I went and dug up on this because that seemed really high. They've been around since about 2015 and they've never gone below 5, but they have gone above 15. In fact, they've paid 19% a few Februarys ago, and they've averaged about 10% every single month. Now, I thought this was pretty impressive because since 2019, we've had really intense bear markets and we've had really intense bull markets. And with the crypto price going up and down, they've managed to maintain very steady income for the people that are invested in them of an average of about 10% a month. The coolest thing I found was on their site, they say that we project this, and should the yield ever drop below 5% for 3 consecutive months, we'll give you all the money that you used to purchase the nodes back, no questions asked. Now, if you're wondering how this works, it's because when you put money into YieldNodes, you're guaranteeing them the option to hold on to your funds for 6 months because they need to go out there and put it into these projects. And if you're going to pull it out a few weeks later, it's going to be very hard for them to go in and out of projects if there's constantly funds moving in and out. So the way it works is you tell them you'll put in money, they guarantee a 6-month lockup period. And you can see right here, I've got a release date for most of the money I've deposited right here, looking at August or July or June for my release date on these different deposits that I've put in. Now, one cool option they have added is in the withdrawal section, you can actually make an emergency withdrawal. So you put in your money, they go out there and put in nodes and things like that. But if you want to take out that money because there's some form of emergency, that is an option. There is I think it's 25% fee to do that because they have to go pull out of all these projects that they just put your money in. Now, we've talked a little bit about the pros here. We've talked about how they've averaged 10% a month for almost 3 years now, which I don't know of any other project that has done that. And in fact, one of the cool charts you see on their website is if when they launched in 2019, you put money into YieldNodes instead of Bitcoin or stock market or gold or any of these other places, you can see YieldNodes is the blue line, and it has done phenomenally well. And it's been phenomenally consistent, which I think is something that a lot of us are looking for in crypto because we all hate waking up to huge market crashes. So the big pros are they've been doing this for a while and they've been doing it successfully. And I scoured the internet to find anybody saying that they were not getting paid out, that it was hard for them to get out their money, that there was any issues with this entire process, and I haven't run into anything. So I decided to dive in more and figure out what the risks are to this project, because this is crypto. We all know there's always risks. And here are the two biggest risks you're going to run into with this project. The first one is the team. Now here's the core team. You can see right here, there's only 4 members on the core team, and they're really, really accessible. I got a little worried when I just saw that their last names had single letters, but I actually was able to find the full names of every single one of the members on the team. So the team is out there. They're fully doxed. They're not hiding on some island. I think one of them lives in Germany. I think one of them lives in Hong Kong. And when I say they're extremely accessible, they are extremely accessible. And in fact, I was able to just email into support and talk to the CEO. I went out there and found literally dozens of interviews with small, medium, and large YouTube channels where the CEO and other members of the team went out and talked with members of the media. So I really liked that they're just out there. They're out there talking to anytime you ask any questions. And in fact, the CEO even offered to Skype anybody that had any questions or reservations about the project. You can go right into your YieldNodes account right here and you can email support or talk to him through WhatsApp or Skype. And I thought that was pretty cool and tested it out and got a response within a day from him. So I really do think that the team, while still being a weakness because they're small and they're in so much control of this, I think that they're out there to do what they say they're going to do. They're not out there to scam anybody. Scammers don't typically throw themselves out there the way that this team is doing. Now, the next risk is obviously the model itself. Now, the fact that they've been doing this successfully for a couple years now gives us some idea that the model can potentially be sustainable. That being said, here are the risks that I see in the model. The first one is the price of crypto itself. So like we talked about, each of these nodes pays out in the price of crypto. So if the entire crypto market collapses, you could potentially see your yield node returns go quite a bit down. That being said, we've had multiple crashes since 2019. Some of them were pretty big, and we have not seen any harm to the yield node returns in those times. And as I mentioned before, I searched Reddit and forums and looked everywhere to see if there was someone saying that the numbers YieldNodes is reporting is not real. But every single review, every single person I came across is getting the returns that are mentioned by YieldNodes on their website. The last risk that I saw was diversity in general. Obviously, any single crypto project can completely disappear off the map in a single day. It happens all the time. So I was looking into their projects, and it looks like currently they're in about 10 different projects that they're kind of heavily putting these nodes in. And to me, that's a little bit comforting because any one project can disappear and we would probably see a dip in gains, but we wouldn't see a massive collapse in the returns from YieldNodes. And that's probably why they give themselves on their website a 3-month period where if they go below 5% for 3 months, you get all of your money back. Now I want to talk about the model a little bit more because we talked a little bit earlier about how a lot of these projects are using Ponzi-nomics, meaning you may not fully understand what's going on, but the only way that the project is growing is by getting more users into the project, and those new users are actually paying the payouts for the old users. That's Ponzi-nomics, and we don't want to get involved in one of those projects, especially one that's a few years old, because you're the one paying out all the initial founders. So on their site, they had an audit option, and I went through and read the entire audit that they had right here, done in October of last year, and it was one of the most interesting audits I've ever seen. What they did is they picked 5 random users of YieldNodes, and they made a video live showing how they picked these random people from their community, and they flew them out there. And each of these 5 people was able to fly out, look at the business model, look at the financials, look at the projects that they're in, really get a good idea about it. And then each one of them, you can see right here, made statements about what they saw. Each one of them signed those statements right here saying, yes, they went, they saw everything that they said they saw, and everything looks to be in good order. Now, I thought this was a pretty cool way of doing it. They talk a lot about how they focus on their community, and obviously these community members aren't experts. And so the risk here is they don't really know what they're looking for. But I actually dove into these 5 people, and some of them are actually very smart with business acumen and should know somewhat what to look for when they're doing an audit of this company. And YieldNodes claims that they're going to be doing this every 6 months, which is a pretty cool idea. And I think I'm going to try and apply next time, since you just have to get yourself there and they'll take care of you after that. And the last thing I want to talk about is their affiliate program. You can see right here, they do have an affiliate program. And it worries me when a company solely grows with an affiliate program, because the motivation is for affiliates not to tell the truth. And so I looked into it. The affiliate program pays 5% of anybody that comes in through your link. Now I kind of like that, and they've done very little marketing, very little pushing with the affiliate program. And I haven't seen a lot of push to push this affiliate program very hard, which I like. I don't want a company to completely grow just using that method, and it doesn't seem like that's what they're doing. So they do have an affiliate program. You can sign up. You can get rewards for anybody that you sign up beneath you, but they're not huge and the company is not pushing it. That being said, yes, it is an affiliate link down below. No, the reason I'm giving it is not solely to make money. I have gone through this company multiple times, put in quite a bit of my own money at this point to see how it plays out. So to sign up, there is a link down below. Again, of course, it's an affiliate link. That's how YouTubers make money. But all you've got to do is sign up. You're going to go to deposit right here, and it's going to give you a Bitcoin address, and you're going to deposit Bitcoin into your account. It'll take 24 hours to get approved, and then it'll take 7 days to show up right here in your master node balance, and then it will start getting gains. You'll have to wait again 6 months before you can pull out your initial balance, but during that entire 6 months, you can still pull out the money or the gains that your initial funds are making. So overall, this is a project that I'm about to put quite a bit of my money in. I've scoured the internet to find anything about this project that could raise red flags, and most of the red flags simply aren't that red. The big risks to me are simply the team running off with money, which I'm not getting the vibe that that's going to happen. And the second risk is the business model in general not working, which I think, in my opinion, 3 years of having it work is enough for me to start putting in some money and see how it plays out. I think it's a no-brainer investment for a small amount of disposable income to go into. Now, again, if you like channels that try to teach crypto without all the hype, that's what this channel is all about. I've tried very hard not to hype up this project, despite the fact that I'm fairly excited about getting involved in it, and I plan on it becoming one of my core projects. Anyway, if that's how you like to learn crypto, is without a lot of hype, go ahead and click subscribe. That's what Wealth Hacks is all about. Thank you so much for watching.